What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Thursday, April 15th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me on Twitter, @Josh Engleman, so you can get updates to the sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comment section who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. We are rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Kemba Walker, DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, Trae Young, and Andrew Wiggins on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It is time to find out. First up at number 5, we're going to shooting guard and small forward eligible Kevin Huerter. He is 5,100, projected for 27. Goal is 40. He's in the optimal lineup 28% of the time. You guys know how much I love these shooting guard small forward types, and that's not going to stop right here. Hawks continue to be shorthanded. They're in a huge pace-up spot against Milwaukee. They gain 3 possessions over their average in this matchup. Huerter's playing big minutes. I've got him in at 33 today. It's possible that could even be more if Gallo still ends up out, or even if Trae Young still ends up out. 0.8 fantasy points per minute, 19% usage, 14 points, 3.5 boards, 3.5 assists. You get a little over a steal. You're probably not going to get a block. But that pace-up spot for Huerter, the fact that you can get him in shooting guard, small forward, guard forward, and utility is massive. He is a Swiss Army knife on his 4-game slate. I love getting to Kevin Huerter. Next up at number 4, we're going to the center spot. We're grabbing Robert Williams. He is 5,800, projected for 31. Goal is 42. He's in the optimal lineup 28% of the time. Now, I do really like this matchup against the Lakers. I'm not all that worried about Andre Drummond. I'm certainly not worried about Montrezl Harrell. So 26 minutes for Robert Williams. He's normally a 1.35 fantasy point per minute guy. I'm being incredibly pessimistic here. 1.21 is what I have him projected for, and he still shows up as the number 4 contender. 16% usage, 11 points, 8.5 boards, 2 assists, 1 full steal, 2.5 blocks. This guy is nuts. 3.5 stocks in 26 minutes. The swings are going to be huge here. On the days where he goes big on steals and blocks, if he happens to fall into the correct amount of points and rebounds, he'll have monster days. Days that will fully break the slate, particularly at 5,800. I am hoping that today is one of those days. It's a fully pace neutral spot against the Lakers. Boston and the Lakers are basically the same when it comes to pace. So for 5,800, you need to get yourself some Robert Williams. Next up at number 3, we're going to small forward eligible Kent Bazemore. He's 4,900, projected for 26. The goal is 39, and he is in the optimal lineup 29% of the time. Bazemore's seeing a ton of additional run with Kelly Oubre out, with Eric Paschall out. Now, obviously no James Wiseman either. I've got him at 0.82 fantasy points per minute in 32 minutes. That's 18% usage, 12.5 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 2.5 stocks. Now, it's a pace down spot against Cleveland, but you also get the benefit of facing Cleveland, a team that is truly terrible. So I like that added up thing for me. I don't mind losing 2 possessions. 2 possessions for Kent Bazemore aren't as valuable as they are for someone with a high minute total, but facing Cleveland is. And at 4,900, at a small forward spot that's kind of tough to fill on this 4-game slate, Kent Bazemore's minutes rule the roost. I use that saying too frequently, and I don't even know why. I don't know who I'm stealing that from, but I guess I appreciate it. So if I stole rule the roost from you as of late, thank you. Now, if we're looking for value, we got to go to number 2, center eligible Hassan Whiteside. He's 3,400 still, projected for 21.5. The goal's 34. He's in the optimal lineup 37% of the time. Hassan Whiteside can play anywhere from 0 minutes today to 24 minutes as far as I'm concerned. Damian Jones got the start yesterday. Wouldn't be surprised if we see that happen again. I have Whiteside in at 18 minutes, 1.2 fantasy points per minute for this game. 22% usage, 9 points, 7 boards, maybe an assist, a block and a half, so very similar to Robert Williams, but just in a mid-3s price tag. It's a tough spot against Phoenix, but that really doesn't matter at 3,400 for a guy with the minutes upside of Whiteside and the per-minute production of Whiteside. He is going to be popular today. That is going to be scary. If you can wait it out, maybe you'll get lucky and he'll start. I don't expect it. This play has the biggest error bars of the slate. You can go anywhere from 0 fantasy points today to honestly 40, and I wouldn't be surprised. Alrighty, folks, before we get to that number one contender, one last reminder, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. You got to follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get the updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. They're not going to exist today. I am not playing this slate. I have to go to a work dinner with the wife tonight, so I'm going to be completely offline later tonight. So if you're looking for them, apologies in advance, but please hop into the comment section and let me know who's your favorite and least favorite contender and who is the contender that you think should be on this list for today. And finally, the number one contender for today's slate on DraftKings, it's point guard Dennis Schroder, 6,300, projected for 36. The goal is 44, and he is in the optimal lineup 39% of the time. Now, I am quite high on Dennis Schroder for today's slate. I've got him at about 1.05 fantasy points per minute, 34 minutes, 26% usage. He gets such a big usage bump and assist bump with LeBron and AD off the floor. 18 points, almost 8 assists, 3.5 boards. You get a steal. Now, it is a pace down spot against Boston, and it's really not a great matchup, whether he's getting Marcus Smart or Jaylen Brown. That doesn't help. But at 6,300, given this usage and given how small this slate is, I am betting on a raw point ceiling. And I think Dennis Schroder's raw point ceiling is quite high today. The 34 minutes that you can get for someone with 26% usage, you can't find that in a lot of spots on today's slate. It's a really interesting matchup of games. There are a couple teams that I am just simply not interested in, and that is really pushing Schroder to the top. And that is why Dennis Schroder is my number one contender today. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Thursday, April 15th. Now, I've already done a FanDuel video. Find the link around here somewhere. Process show is in the books. Go back and watch that, and I'll be on the NBA strategy show with Adam Kaufman today, breaking it all down once again. I will be back again tomorrow with another edition of the Contenders. So good luck tonight, everybody. Have a good night.